Welcome back to the Real Marc Bagwell, a wrestling docuseries. Chosen lawyer, cousin Jerry Hood, and today is a very special chapter. It's chapter 33 in our docuseries. And why is this a special chapter? Because we're reflecting on one of the greatest days of this planet's history, and that was the birth of Marc Bagwell. Happy birthday, Buff.
Absolutely. Shout out. Happy belated January the 10th, 1970. He is officially 53 years old. And wow, he's a little bit older than me, and we're okay with that. But no, not really. But what a great time. Wow, man. Happy birthday again to him. Unbelievable.
Well, we'll get into it. If Marc was here right now, he'd say, don't adjust your TV screen. I'm this good looking. 53 with a six pack, brother. That's my Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, he definitely would. Yo, bro, everything's good. That's what he
He
would.
looks good. He looks good out there. I've seen the videos and the pictures that recently he's posted on his social media. Jerry Hood, never seen Marc Bagwell look this good, man. He looks freaking amazing. His eyes are lighting up. And you got to see him very recently because you flew in for the private birthday party. How cool is that?
Wow, yeah, we had some problems getting out of where we were due to how sparse the town was, I guess. But we got on a Learjet and came to Atlanta, landed somewhere over there, PDK, they called it, Peachtree DeKalb or something like that. And we went over to the accountability crib. It was the 10th. We got there about 6. Um, and Jonna had everything ready to go uh, for the surprise. They were at Jonna's husband,
This is Marc's
Buff,
niece.
correct, and a bunch of them, maybe Butterbean, a bunch of them had gone to Top Golf, not too far down the road, and we're going to hit some golf balls and play a few of the games that they had there golfing, and then that we all parked, got there. Like I said, we parked and hid. And when they got there, they pulled around back. There's a couple, 3 different entrances you can come into the accountability crib. And they came in through the back, and we're hiding in the great room. A bunch of us, old friends, some cousins, Butterbean, a bunch of people from the show, DDPY. Uh,
Lex.
Lex Luger was there. I didn't forget. I was saving the best for last,
Oh,
but
sorry, sorry,
one of the
sorry.
best. Yeah, Lex was there. We talked a little bit about the Buffalo Bills. Shout out to Lex Luger for sure. Sorry about the Bills. Lex looked really good. Really enjoy seeing him again. I haven't seen him in a few months. Of course, DDP was there. We talked about some old stories, I guess, back from, golly, we went back 30 years to some mutual friends that we had down in Montgomery, those Armstrong boys down there, and no relation to the Armstrongs here, Jesse James or anything, but who else do we have? Of course, Marcus was there. It
What
was
was
good.
what was Marcus's
Uh,
reaction when he walked in?
he came in, and the first person he saw was, our niece Jonna, and she had about 1,400 red velvet cupcakes in a nice little spread, red velvet cake with some cream cheese icing. I ate probably 14 pieces of that. I shouldn't have. My friggin' nutritionist. But anyway, we did about 15 pizzas, spaghetti, drinks. We had everything except alcohol. We had just regular water and soft drinks. And he came in and had no idea, and he said, "Hey, what'd you do? What'd you do?" She said, "Oh, I just wanted to get some cake for us while y'all were gone. Just something for us." He's like, "Oh yeah, I love it. No big deal." And the wall is blocking him, and there's probably 75 to 100 people in this great room, tucked all the way in a corner, if you will. And he had no idea. He walks in a little bit more. He walks a little bit more, and then we just all at one time yell surprise. And he does it really threw him off. It got him. It was he said, "Wow, bravo." He applauded her, "Bravo." He saw me and he couldn't. He just like what? And then he started seeing everybody else around. Jamie Pugh, Mark Johnson, which was the personal referee for Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell back in the day when the referee said they would no longer referee their matches. So they hired him. Mark Johnson, Troy Myers, a bunch of his old friends from school. It was phenomenal. He was very overwhelmed. And then right after that happened, I FaceTimed the chosen lawyer.
He did.
And you saw the excitement, and Mark was really glad. He was glad to hear from you and see you, but you would have been on cloud nine at this party. You would have loved it. It was big.
I messaged him that morning to wish him a happy birthday,
Okay,
and he said, "Thanks, brother, Buff." He always signs off his text messages.
Mark. Yeah,
I texted you. I know it's you, and he's like, "No, no." A gentleman always signs off his messages like they do in letters, so he always
I don't.
signs it off either Mark or Buff.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, I don't. I did the same thing. I texted him that morning
Yeah,
and said, "Hey, I'm out of town," which I was, and sorry, I'm out of town. We'll get together soon. Happy birthday. And I put something like Jimmy Claps or something. I signed something. I signed something dumb. And he put, "For sure, love you, Mark." And then, of course, from there, I think we started trying to get on that little jet and fly over here. If I could fly that jet myself, I would just do it. I would come every 2 or 3 days, but I'm not. I can fly it when it's in the air. I can't take off and land.
they
That's the
kind of need
only
a
thing I
license for
can't
that.
do.
Yes.
And I'm not going to try to ruin this thing costs a pretty penny, and insurance is funny about how they pay if we crash one. So you've got to be careful with that. But no, they everybody talked to him. Jimmy Claps talked to him. The original Jimmy Claps that we got on one of the episodes. Gary Abbott went hunting with us. He's got a farm, as we talked about in Alabama, and we all gathered up and went out and was hunting together. And he killed an absolute monster 8 pointer. 2 days after the birthday party, and we're like I said, we're still hunting in Alabama, so we're there. But yeah, back on the party. I'll get off on the party and get on something else. But phenomenal, Lex. The stories from Lex. I sent you the pictures of everything, didn't I?
Oh,
The
you
pictures
did.
of
Yeah,
yep,
everybody looked great. How's
yeah,
Lex doing? Any updates about him? Where he's at? What's going on?
yeah. Same, healthy. Of course, he did have the stroke and everything, so he's got some limitations there. But
He's walking.
let
He's walking, right?
somewhat, yeah, a
Somewhat.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
with a walker, and
yeah.
but way better than it was.
Oh, they thought he would
DD,
be in a
yep,
wheelchair and he'd never be able to do that again.
yeah,
So
no, he's
hats
doing
off to
way
him
good.
for the work he's put
Yeah,
in.
yep, DDP. We talked a little bit about the show, Change or Die. We talked about the old times. I got to meet his wife, beautiful lady, very nice person, great lady. We Dallas and Alex, we talked about some old times from
Her name is
gosh,
Paige Page, if I'm not mistaken. Her first name is
correct.
Paige, and her last name is
Uh-huh.
Page. So her name is Paige Page.
Yeah, sure,
Love,
that's good.
love that.
Yeah, on stage is Page, but no, they we talked about old times. It had some 25, 30-year old stuff with Dallas. Mark and I talked about some old stuff. It drug on really longer than we thought. It was supposed to go, I think, gosh, we flew in at 5:45. We got over to the accountability crib at 6. I think it went on for almost 3 hours.
That's still
And
short considering you, Marc Bagwell, Lex
sure,
Luger, Diamond Dallas Page in the same room. You think there's gonna be 3 days of stories going. When you FaceTime me, Jerry Hood, I thought if there was any way I could have been there, I would have gone. My timing was so awful to be able to fly from Canada to Atlanta back. But man, if there's any way I could have done it, I would have been there in a second. That's an event.
you
I'd rather be hanging out with you guys for 3 hours at a birthday party than go to the Royal Rumble. 1,000%.
oh, you first, oh, no doubt. You had the invitation. You knew that. You had the invitation, and I can't remember what it said when I came through security. I can't remember what it said. My agent, I think it was Jerry Hood plus four, but I changed them. I had to change it to five. So if you would have said, one more, well, yeah, I had you covered for sure.
One day I'm coming. We're gonna be doing in the summer in Georgia. We're gonna do the break out your smoker with the brisket. It's gonna be good times, Jerry.
Oh man, you got to see the jet. You got to see this Lear jet too. The Lear jet from Mississippi, Alabama area. It's near Meridian. I sent you I dropped a pin for you when we were out there.
Yes, all I saw was bush. You were literally in the bush, and that's it.
Right. But there's a little airport out there that'll hold a Lear. And I think it took us to get from West Alabama, East Mississippi. I think it took us about 15 to 18 minutes. Maybe it was no longer than 20.
That's amazing.
It was incredible. It was something to see. I wasn't feeling well, so I accidentally took a nap, but I couldn't believe it. It's you just don't understand, but it was good. But I wish you would have went. Of course, seeing everybody, from Butterbean to everybody else. Everybody talked. We ate. We drunk. Said we drank water, and we had soft drinks made with stevia, and I
Yes,
can't think the name of them, but they're
they're
good.
good.
And the pizzas, John, let's say, brought everything in. Everything. Like I say, it was an absolute A+ job for her. My shout out to Jonna on that.
Great job by niece Jonna. And
Oh
uh,
wow.
And I told you on a previous episode, but I go way back with DDP in that I was a baseball blogger over a decade ago. I still love baseball, by the way. So that's why we have the Chosen Journey with Steve Carsey, our sister program. But I got to interview Dallas, Diamond Dallas Page on the telephone when DDP Yoga was first appearing. This was not even mainstream yet, it was just coming. And we're talking about
Wow.
the benefits of yoga and athletes and commend him for DDP Yoga and the great work that he's done and how many lives he saved. Dallas is just incredible, and the earth is so lucky to have him there.
Yeah, Dallas. I've said it before. It's a broken record, and I apologize. What he brings to the table, um, just so willing to reach out there. And as a family, we appreciate everything that he's done for Mark. More than that, I mean, not just that. And he doesn't want any recognition. He brings that good energy. He walks in the room. It's uh, Dallas he's a world champion. I told you, no matter what he touches, it turns to gold. And I noticed this, and I had forgotten. Dallas is a pretty big guy. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6 foot tall. I'm 230. I'm good looking. Not adjust your screen. And Mark told me to say that. Oh gosh, he's been messing with me all day about that. But Dallas is. I gotta say, Dallas. We'll get back on the height thing, and the fans will write in and say, "Who cares?" And I love that. But Dallas has got to be 6'4". He may be. Lex. Everybody were standing there. Look at everybody. And Dallas is huge. We got face to face there when we left, and we hugged, by and everything. And right before we were headed back to the airport to get back to Alabama, and Dallas is man, whew, good shape, of course. Diet second to none, and then of course the yoga and everything. He is friggin' healthy. I would say out of all, of course, out of all three there, he's going to be probably some of the best shape. Buff's in great shape, but Dallas may be ring ready right now. Don't let them call him to fight someone. He may be ready right now, and good for him. Dallas looks like a world's champion. Enough said there.
6'4". Yeah, he always looks very, he just looks chiseled, lean, but a good lean. He's just in great shape, and that's it's so excellent news to see what he's doing, and the proof is in the pudding now. We've seen with Jake Roberts and how he rebounded, Scott Hall when he was alive, how he rebounded, and Marc Bagwell is the latest story from DDP, and we have besides Marc Bagwell's birthday, number 53, we have another number to celebrate, which is over 150 days of sobriety. We're almost at a
Wow.
half year, Mark. You've done it,
Yeah.
buddy. And you're almost at six
Bravo.
months. And with everything else in
Yeah.
life, the first week, the second week, the third week, the month, 2 months, 3 months, everyone get harder and then it just gets a little easier, but he's working at it, and he's going to reach a year before you know it. And we're so proud of him. And look at how great he's looking. And, the opportunities are just going to continue rolling for him because he's in the best shape and the best mental state that he can be in. And bravo to Marc Bagwell for the work he's put in. And, Jerry Hood, you could tell us summing up today's chapter. You're at that party and you're looking at Marc Bagwell in the eyes. What do you see in those eyes when you look at Marc Bagwell today?
Determination, I guess one word. He looked great. I look good. He looked great. He grabbed me. Now I'm pretty hard to handle. He'll tell you. We gotta get that on there next time. He'll tell you I'm hard to handle. I'm never ill. I don't get in a bad mood. I don't play games. I don't. He loves that. That's what he loves, being around me. I bring the good energy like Dallas does. Walk into the room, it's gonna light up. I'm bringing the good vibes. But Mark had good vibes about everything we talked about. We talked about buying some more property, trying to add on. I got him saying yes to a lot of things that he normally wouldn't say yes to on spending money. A little bit of both from both sides. But he was just looked good, felt good. Everything we talked about, it was like a new beginning, if you will. That's Dusty Rhodes' thing, if you will. But good for him. Uh, bravo, bravo, Marc Bagwell. Shout out, buddy. Happy birthday, happy 2023, and the best is yet to come. And as far as the family, the brothers and everyone, they're not so gun ho on the Alabama thing. They're not so gun ho on flying on a little bitty jet airplane. So it's tougher for them, but we've talked about it and everything, and they're happy. So good for them, good for him, and better days ahead. Everybody's writing in, everybody's commenting. I don't know what the producers or you guys are doing, but I'm hoping some of those birthday pictures or what have you, they make it to the. I know you got something planned there, so no big deal. My agent hasn't showed me anything. I don't care. Y'all can do whatever you want. I'll sign anything. So I can't wait to see what y'all did with the pictures.
They're coming. You're all going to see them. And they looked amazing. And thank you for sharing them with me. And now I can share them with the world. Jerry Hood, you are a first rate cousin and a first rate brother and a first rate human being. And it's great to hear your wisdom. We'll see you back next week for the next chapter. And we're going to go off in a little bit different direction. So watch for the next curveball.
I can't wait.
All right, buddy. See you next week.